It starts with a number, not a dream, not a plan. Just a number sitting in your checking account that feels too small to invest and too large to ignore. $500. You've been watching the market for 3 months, not trading, not buying, just watching. Prices go up, prices go down. People online claim they're making money while they sleep. You don't believe most of it. But one thing keeps coming up in every thread, every forum, every comment section. Mining. Not buying and hoping. Actually generating. Your computer does the work. You collect the reward. It sounds almost too mechanical to be exciting, which is somehow what makes it feel real. You spend one Saturday going deep. Forum posts, profitability calculators, Reddit threads where people argue about electricity costs, and GPU efficiency. By evening, your browser has 17 tabs open. Most of it contradicts itself. Some people say you're too late. Some say the window is still open if you're smart about it. You close your laptop and tell yourself you'll think about it. The next morning, you open it again immediately. Level 1. The setup. You don't buy a GPU. Not yet. First, you need to understand what you're actually doing. You find a mining profitability calculator. You plug in your GPU model, your electricity rate, the current coin price. The numbers come back modest. Not exciting, but not nothing. Maybe $3 a day on a good card. Maybe $80 a month if you run it consistently. You do the math, not the hopeful math, the real math. If you spend $400 on a used GPU and make $80 a month, you break even in 5 months. After that, it's profit. Slow, quiet, consistent profit. That's the word that gets you. Consistent. You find a card on a local marketplace, a previous generation GPU, slightly dusty, a few scratches on the bracket. The seller says it ran fine. You check the model against benchmarks. It tracks. You drive 40 minutes to pick it up. The seller is a college student who says he's moving on to newer hardware. You hand him $380 in cash. He hands you the card wrapped in an anti-static bag. On the way home, you realize you've already committed. Not emotionally, financially. That's different. You spend the evening installing everything. Mining software, wallet setup, pool configuration. You follow a guide step by step, copying settings you don't fully understand yet. At 11:22 p.m., you press start. The fans spin up, louder than your normal workload. A low, constant hum that fills the room. Numbers appear on the screen. Hash rate, temperature, accepted shares. You watch it for 20 minutes without moving. Nothing dramatic happens. No confirmation, no celebration. Just numbers moving slowly upward. You go to sleep with the machine running. Fan noise bleeding through the wall. In the morning, you check your mining pool dashboard before you check anything else. A small balance has appeared, less than $1. You refresh the page. It updates slightly. You make coffee and sit back down, and for the first time since you started, you feel something settle. It worked. Quietly, unremarkably, exactly as advertised. It worked. Level 2, the optimization. You tell yourself you're just monitoring. You're not obsessing. You're being responsible. But the dashboard is always open now. Second monitor, second tab, second thing you check when you sit down. You start noticing patterns. Hash rate dips slightly when the room is warm. Temperature climbs after 2 hours of sustained load. You Google thermal paste application. You watch a tutorial about undervolting. You had no idea undervolting was a thing 3 weeks ago. Now you spend an evening lowering the power limit, adjusting the fan curve, watching the numbers stabilize at a more efficient point. Hash rate drops 2%. Power draw drops 11%. You open your spreadsheet and recalculate. The margin improves. You feel the specific satisfaction of fixing something you didn't know was broken. Your electricity bill arrives. You open it the same night. Not nervous exactly, but alert. The number is higher than last month. Not dramatically, but clearly. You do the math on a notepad, comparing the bill increase against your mining earnings. You're still ahead. Not by much, but ahead. You add a column to your spreadsheet. Electricity cost. Now the projections look more honest. Less exciting on paper, but more real. You tell yourself that's a good thing. The room stays warm at night. You start cracking the window before bed. The fan noise becomes background, like a refrigerator hum you stop hearing after a while. Your sleeping schedule shifts slightly. You stay up later, checking numbers, making small adjustments. One evening you catch yourself thinking about the rig while you're cooking dinner. Not anxiously, just the way you think about something you're responsible for. You wonder if the temperature spiked. You wonder if shares are being accepted. You finish cooking, sit down, eat, and then open the dashboard. Temperature is fine. Shares are fine. Balance is slightly higher than this morning. You close the laptop and watch television, but you check your phone once before bed, just to confirm everything is still running. Level 3, the expansion. One GPU makes $2.80 a day after electricity. 2 would make $5.60. 3 would make $8.40. The math isn't complicated. The decision is. You've been mining for 6 weeks. You've made back $168. The initial card cost $380. You're not at break-even yet. Buying a second card before you break even on the first one is, by any reasonable definition, doubling down. You open the marketplace anyway. You tell yourself you're just looking. There's a card listed 40 minutes away. Slightly older model, lower benchmark, but priced at $210. You pull up the profitability calculator. You run the numbers 3 times because the first 2 feel too good. Even with the lower hash rate, the cost basis is low enough that the return timeline is similar to the first card.
You close the tab. You open it again 11 minutes later.
You message the seller. He responds quickly. Card's available. You tell him you'll let him know. You sit with it for a day, running the numbers again at midnight, again over breakfast, again on your lunch break. You send the money on a Wednesday. The card arrives Friday. You slot it in alongside the first one, adjust the case to fit both. Leave the side panel off because airflow matters now. You launch the software. 2 sets of numbers appear on the screen. 2 hash rates. 2 temperatures climbing in parallel. The sound in the room changes, noticeably louder, more present. You open the window wider. By end of day, your pool dashboard shows a higher earning rate. Not double, because the second card is weaker, but higher. You update the spreadsheet. New projections, new timeline. You break even in 4 months instead of 5. That night, you sleep fine, but you wake up once at 3 a.m. and check your phone to make sure nothing crashed. Level 4, the system. You stop thinking about individual cards and start thinking about the operation. That's the word you use now. Operation. Not hobby, not experiment. Operation. You research dedicated mining frames, open-air designs that improve airflow, reduce temperatures, allow you to add more GPUs cleanly. You find one for $60. You order it. You spend a Saturday reorganizing everything, mounting the cards side by side, running cables cleanly, zip-tying what can be zip-tied. When you're done, it doesn't look like a computer anymore. It looks like something purpose-built. It looks like the setups you saw in YouTube thumbnails when this started. Your third card arrives 2 weeks later. A mid-range model, good efficiency rating, priced right from a seller who was upgrading. 3 cards running now. The room is noticeably warmer. The electricity draw is real. You've started checking the power meter you bought to track consumption in real time. Your monthly earnings cross $200 for the first time. After electricity, you're netting roughly $140. You update the spreadsheet again. Total invested, $680, including hardware and frame. Projected break-even, 3.5 months at current rates. Projected monthly profit after that, $130 to $150, depending on coin price and difficulty. You email your electricity provider to ask about time of use rates. You find out running heavy loads between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. costs less. You set a timer on the power strip for the third card to throttle down during peak hours. Your girlfriend asks why the apartment is always warm. You explain the mining setup. She looks at the frame of GPS in the spare room and says it looks like something from a movie. You explain that it's actually pretty simple mechanically. She nods and goes back to what she was doing. You stand in the doorway of the spare room for a moment longer, looking at the cards running in parallel, lights blinking, fans spinning, balance ticking upward, somewhere on a server you'll never see. This is working, you think. This is actually working. Level 5, the difficulty. The notification comes on a Tuesday morning. Difficulty adjustment. Network hash rate up 18% over the previous 2 weeks. You know what this means. You've read about it. When more miners join the network, the algorithm compensates by making the math harder. Same effort, smaller reward. It's built into how the system works. You knew this going in. Knowing it doesn't make the numbers feel better. Your daily earnings drop from $6.80 to $5.60 overnight. Not because anything broke, not because you did anything wrong, because the network got more competitive while you were sleeping. You open the spreadsheet. You update the daily figure. Watch the projections shift. Break-even pushes back 6 weeks. Monthly profit after that drops to $95 to $115. You stare at the numbers. You start researching alternative coins. Smaller networks, less competition, potentially better margins for a small operation like yours. You spend a week running test periods on 2 different coins, tracking performance, comparing against your previous results. One performs slightly better. You switch the rig over. 3 days later, that coin's price drops 14%. You switch back. This is the part no spreadsheet fully captures. The coin price moves constantly. The difficulty adjusts every 2 weeks. Your electricity rate is fixed. You control one variable in a system with 3, and it's the least important one. You sit at the desk one evening and do the math on a worst-case scenario. If difficulty keeps climbing at the current pace and coin price stays flat, your 3-card rig will hit break-even in 7 months instead of 3.5. Monthly profit after that drops to somewhere between $60 and $80. That's not why you built this. You close the spreadsheet without saving. Level 6, the question. You stop expanding, not dramatically. There's no moment of decision. You just stop looking at listings. The 3 cards run. The balance ticks upward. You check it less often. Once in the morning, once before bed. The dashboard feels different now. Not exciting, just informational. A gauge rather than a reward. You start doing the math backwards. Not projecting forward, but looking at what you've actually made. 12 weeks of running, accounting for electricity, accounting for the difficulty adjustment, accounting for the 2 weeks you switched coins and lost ground. Net earnings so far, $310. Total invested, $680. You're almost halfway to break even. That's not a failure. But it's not what the spreadsheet showed in week 2, when everything was flat and optimistic, and the difficulty hadn't moved. One evening you open the marketplace, not to buy, just to check used GPU prices. The same models you purchased are listed for less now. Supply is up. Some of them have clearly come from people shutting down rigs. You scroll slowly, looking at the listings. You recognize one of the cards by the scratch pattern on the bracket. You don't know if it's actually the same one. Probably not. But maybe. You close the tab. That night you sit at the desk with the rig running behind you. Steady hum filling the room. Temperature 2 degrees above ambient. And you ask yourself the question you've been avoiding for 3 weeks. If you were starting today, with what you know now, would you do this? You don't answer immediately. You let it sit. Level 7. The honest ending. You run the rig for 4 more months. Break-even arrives quietly, unremarkably, on a Tuesday. No notification, no milestone. You just check the spreadsheet one morning and realize the cumulative earnings number has crossed the investment line. You take a screenshot. You close the laptop. Over the next few weeks, you sell the cards one at a time. Not in a panic, not at a loss. Carefully to buyers who message with real questions, who want to know about temperatures and hash rates, and which software worked best. You answer honestly. You get fair prices. The frame goes last. $40 on the marketplace. The buyer drives 40 minutes to pick it up. He's young, excited, already has 1 card running. He asks if it's worth expanding. You tell him it depends on his electricity rate, his coin of choice, and whether he can stomach the difficulty adjustments. He nods like he understands. He probably doesn't yet. He'll figure it out. You watch him load the frame into his car and drive away. The spare room is quiet for the first time in 7 months. No fan noise, no warmth bleeding through the wall. You stand in the doorway for a moment. The room looks bigger than you remember. You made $340 net over 7 months of running. That's after electricity, after the dip in earnings, after the coins you switched and switched back. $340 and a level of understanding about distributed systems, energy economics, and hardware efficiency that you couldn't have gotten from reading. It wasn't passive. That's the thing nobody tells you clearly enough. It was a system that demanded attention, adjustment, patience, and a tolerance for variables you couldn't control. You open your brokerage app. You put the $340 into an index fund. That feels right. Boring, maybe, but right. Somewhere right now, someone just found a profitability calculator. The numbers look clean. The math looks simple. They're about to press buy on their first GPU, telling themselves it's just a test. They're not wrong. It is a test. The question is what it's testing for.
You already know the answer.
They'll figure it out eventually.